Friends, this is Eunice, and thank you for joining me for the Journey Home podcast. First off, I just want to thank everyone who has bought my book, Motherhood Minutes. I have felt so much love and support from all of you guys. Truly, I have gotten such encouraging texts and DMs and emails about my book and how it's encouraged some moms out there. And that really has been my heart from the beginning, to just encourage moms in their season of motherhood and to just give you guys just fresh vision for what the Lord could do in your lives. And so thank you, thank you, thank you so much. So for those who have been following me on social media, last week I put up an update, and that is for those who bought my book from March 1st to March 8th. I noticed that there were some edits that I needed to make, and so I went back and corrected them. And thankfully, the paperback is ready for all of you guys. So those corrections have been made in there. But for those who had gotten the Kindle, Amazon had originally told me that it would take 24 hours to have those corrections out there. But yesterday, when I called them again, because I didn't notice the corrections made, they said that it would actually take another 72 hours. So I hope that that happens for us in the next 72 hours, and I will let you guys know when that is refreshed on the Kindle. But for anyone purchasing it from March 9th on, all those corrections should have been made. So the paperback is fine again. The Kindle is fine again to purchase. And so I apologize again for any inconvenience this has caused anyone who purchased it from March 1st to the 8th. But thank you guys so much. You guys have seriously been amazing. And if you could continue to share about my book for those moms who just need a little encouragement, I just really want to thank you in advance for doing so, because really this is a message that the Lord has put and has been really just teaching me in for the past 20 years of my life. And so I'm excited to share it with the world. So thank you, thank you, thank you guys. So today on my podcast, I just wanted to share a little about faith. So I want to read from Hebrews 11, verse 1. Now, faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. And this chapter goes on to talk about people of faith. And I love this chapter, so I encourage you guys to go and read it. But also, I just wanted to share with you guys, starting at verse 32. And what more shall I say? I do not have time to tell about Gideon, Barak, Samson, and Jephthah. Okay, I pronounced that wrong, I'm pretty sure, but sorry. About David and Samuel and the prophets, who through faith conquered kingdoms, administered justice, and gained what was promised, who shut the mouths of lions, quenched the fury of the flames, and escaped the edge of the sword, whose weakness was turned to strength. That's the part I wanted to emphasize, whose weakness was turned to strength. The thing I love about this faith chapter is that the people listed here were not perfect people, and yet they were listed here because of their faith. Like even in verse 31, it talks about the prostitute Rahab. The amazing thing about God is in Christ, even though we are imperfect, broken beings, in Christ, through his blood, we are covered and we are redeemed. And that's how every single one of these people that are in this chapter walked in faith. It was in their weakness. They were able to take these steps with God as he placed these dreams or ideas in their hearts to do, as they obeyed him, not knowing necessarily what the future held, but they walked in obedience to him. That's why they're written in this chapter. And so what I just want to encourage all of you guys out there listening is maybe the Lord has planted a big dream in your heart, or maybe it's a small dream, a smaller dream, whatever the dream is. I really believe that the Lord, even though it seems impossible today, that he could give you one baby step at a time to see that dream realized. It's funny because actually a couple weekends ago, I had the privilege of speaking at a conference for our organization that we work for, and we helped with their pastoral care, and it's called Kairos Global. So some of us went to Atlanta, Georgia to speak at this conference called Behold. And it was there I realized a dream that the Lord had given me when I was preparing for my message. The Lord had given me this dream 6 years ago about me ministering to other Korean American people, about just the call to missions and to the call to obedience. And it's funny because 6 years ago when I had that dream, and as I was preparing for my message, the Lord reminded me of that dream. I was thinking about it and I was like, man, 6 years ago when I had that dream, I had no idea what that dream meant. I just knew that I just had to be faithful and obedient to whatever opportunities that the Lord gave me. And so it's funny because as I was sharing that dream at the conference, a lot of people came up to me afterwards and they were like, Eunice, it's crazy how the Lord gives you these like dreams in advance and then they come to pass later and all this stuff. And I was thanking them for just their encouraging words. But honestly, when I was reflecting back, I was like, guys, if I'm honest with you, most of the times when I get these dreams, I have no clue what the Lord is talking about. What I do, though, is I write it down and then I pray through it. And then I ask the Lord, is there something that you want me to do with this dream? Is there an application that you even want me to make from this dream? And I just take one little baby step toward it. I'm faithful in what the Lord tells me to do. I'll try to do it as best as I can. And then it's through that, then the Lord shows me the next step. And so that's something I want to encourage you guys, is something, if you followed me for any length of time, you know that I am very passionate about the gift of prophecy and teaching people more about the gift of prophecy. But something that I'm just completely honest about and transparent is sometimes the Lord speaks something, have no clue what he's talking about. But what I do then is I ask him, Lord, like, what do you want me to do with this word? Like, what is one thing I could do to be obedient to you about what you're speaking? And truly, he's been so faithful and teaching me, Eunice, do this one step. And often as I do this one step, then he'll unfold the next step. But it's not until I do the first step. And that's something that I want to encourage you guys, is often when we read just about the people in the Bible in this chapter, right? They take one step. They don't necessarily know what the big picture is going to be. When you read about the people of faith in Hebrews 11, they take one step. They just have one step with the Lord, one faithful step, and then he shows the next one, and then the next one. And I really believe that the Lord will often do that for many of us. So today, a question I have for you is there a dream that the Lord has planted in your heart? What is that dream? Don't just shove it aside and say, oh, that must just have been a strange thought. Really, like, spend time and sit with the Lord and ask him, Lord, is there something that you want me to do with this? Is there one step that I could do of obedience to see this dream that you've put in my heart, put in my heart, and let me see just it start coming to pass? That's what I really think that the Lord wants from us, is just people who are just, one, obedient, but also willing. Like, Lord, I'm willing. Like, I have no idea what this means yet, but I'm willing to take that first step. And I'm willing to partner with you. And I'm willing to obey you. And so that's something that I just want to encourage all of you guys out there listening, is please take a minute to pause. Don't just brush it aside. The thought the Lord gave you, or a dream he's given you, or an idea he's given you, don't just brush it aside. Is really take time to pause and press in a little longer with him to see, Lord, how can I partner with you in this? So I hope that this encourages you guys. And I really just, again, want to thank you all for following along with me on this imperfect self-publishing journey. This has been just a fun experience, but also a big learning curve for me. And so thank you guys so much for all of your love and encouragement. I hope that you are all doing well today and that you have an amazing weekend. Bye-bye.